Welcome to From the Backburner, where we discuss the games that we played from our backlog. Today we're jumping right into Batman Arkham Asylum. So without further ado, I'm Striddlecakes, and this is...
CriticOwl. Hello.
Hello. Welcome. All right. Tell me about your experience with Batman Arkham Asylum.
You know, when I never liked Star Wars, right?
Okay.
And then I watched The Last Jedi. And I was like, is this why people like Star Wars? Is this the one movie that is going to make me like Star Wars? Because The Force Awakens came close to it, but not quite enough. And then The Last Jedi was like the one movie I liked. This is basically Batman Arkham Asylum did this for Batman for me. Like,
okay, so you haven't liked Batman at all?
No, I guess I did like Batman more than I did like Star Wars. Let's be real.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously the Nolan movies are like fun.
Yeah, you like Nolan a lot, right?
Yeah, I like Nolan a lot.
Yeah,
and those movies are fun, but I don't like Batman. You know, in those.
Okay.
I like the movies. I don't give a shit about Batman. I mean, I don't care about any superhero much. But
oh my gosh,
yeah, we're starting off.
I don't
strong.
know if we can do this.
Yeah, but like Batman in particular was very, I don't know. It's like Iron Man, but like I like him less.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
because they're both rich
I
and
really
smart
liked Arkham Asylum, and I was like, I even liked Batman in this one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is my favorite Batman and my favorite Joker. They brought them back from the animated series. What did you think about the Joker? You've been waiting too long to find out, or I have.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm overwhelmed by Joker. Depictions. You know, this is like I think the fourth one I am.
Yeah, but this is like this is the one before Jared Leto and
but it's not before for me, right?
That's true.
My first ever Joker experience was Heath Ledger, right? Then I guess I watched Suicide Squad. No, Suicide Squad has Jared Leto, right? And then there's the new one. Who's the guy?
The new one?
Yeah, the new one.
The new one. Jared Leto comes back in the Snyder Cut.
No, not that. Not that one.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant.
No, Joker, the Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. So he's good, but like not my favorite version. I think Heath Ledger remains my favorite version, and this one is like different, right? Because it's much more cartoony.
Yeah, because it's from the cartoon. Like, it's the people that wrote the cartoon. It's like the same actors. Everything.
Yeah. And I like them, but it's not gonna stay with me. I don't think. Like, it wasn't as iconic. I think both Heath Ledger and like Joaquin Phoenix have like this presence that is very like iconic because they just feel like unhinged, but like they're very sincere. I don't know how to say, genuine. I don't know. They feel like they're just like just being a person with all their quirks and like the thing. While this Joker is like more a cartoon, but it doesn't come across as like particularly genuine or I don't know.
He's constantly like messing with Batman, just constantly.
Yeah, it's more like he's playing a clown more than the other ones, right?
For sure.
So it's it kind of just blends in to me with like clown general more than like what I've started to think as Joker in my mind, right?
Yeah.
But what about you, right? You love him.
Yeah, I mean,
tell me why.
I love him because I grew up with the animated series. I have it on Blu-ray here, so I love Joker, and I love Mark Hamill's Joker. I just think he's super just kind of all over the place in those like changes in tone and everything.
Yeah, I did love that.
Yeah, like how he can just like go from like laughing maniacally to this like dark, sinister voice, and just like it's just such great voice acting. And also, I think it's done well in this game because I think Joker might be the only thing that's well animated for this era. Like, I actually don't like Batman that much in this game, even though I like the Batman from the animated series and it's the same voice actor, because he just feels so stiff. Like there's Like everything about him just feels stiff from like doing combat and just being like, oh, I'm about to get by this guy because Batman likes to show off his moves for 5 seconds. And anytime he's talking, he's like, I'm going to stop Joker. And he's just standing there and he looks like a fucking, I don't know, like a plank of wood.
Yeah.
And then Joker he's the most well animated, even like compared to Harley or Poison Ivy or especially any of the side characters who just look like they are made out of clay.
Yeah, I have opinions about those, but like, yeah, no, I guess I disagree on the Batman aspect. I mean, I don't disagree because he is stiff, like a plank of wood. I do agree, but like that's why I like him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, I think that's a very good characterization, actually, because it's clearly done on purpose, right? He's just so stoic. He just doesn't do anything, right? He's just there. And, like, he just feels like he's just done with this shit. It's just like, I hate all this. Like, he feels like I'm doing overtime and I don't want to be doing this. And I knew this was going to happen. And I know I'm the one that has to fix everything. And I'm so and the thing about it is like, he's scared at points, I guess, but like, he's very like confident that he's just gonna fix this, right? And I think that's why he's so stoic. And I think that's like actually kind of fun to play, to see, right? Because it kind of takes away from the drama, but also like, it's cool. Like he comes across as very cool. Right.
Yeah, I see that. I think sometimes I was just like, all right, you just said that. You just said that. Now you're going to walk off. And I'm going to die a bunch right now because I never got a hold of the combat, especially like toward the end. Because it's my first time playing it on hard. And hard kicked my ass. I'll be honest with you. It kicked the shit out of me. And I didn't do any of the challenges. I know you did the challenges, but yeah.
No, it definitely like was hard. I also played it on hard because we love to make life hard on ourselves. Mm-hmm. But I think there's like very few encounters I didn't die. I always died at least once. Sometimes it was annoying, especially like in the open world sections, because like it brings you all the way back to like when you enter the level instead of like before the encounter. So if you found like collectibles, you have to find them again, which that's like most annoying part about dying. Everything else I didn't really mind. But like most encounters I had to do them like quite a few times before I actually got through them.
Yeah, I mean, I was the same way, especially toward the end. I also think I wanted to be over by the end. To kind of jump a little bit, I think the first 2/3 of this game are awesome, and I think the latter third is not the best because they try to do too many different things at the end, and it just doesn't really work for me. Especially starting from Killer Croc, I guess, is like where it started to really fade for me. What do you think about that?
Yeah, what do you mean by too many things? Like what? Like
they tried to change it up too much. Like before, it's kind of like a classic Metroidvania. You're exploring, you're finding new areas, you're finding new items, you're unlocking new stuff, and then they're like, okay, we need a sequence with Killer Croc, but it's not the most interesting sequence at all. It's a little long. You're basically doing the same thing for like 15 minutes. And then from there, you go straight to Poison Ivy. And I was messaging you during that fight. And I was like, I don't really like this fight because I'm basically just fighting a bunch of ads, which, as you know, are additional enemies.
Yeah, so it's a terminology I'm very familiar with, actually.
Yeah, of course. And then from there, you go straight to fight Joker with some other fights in between that aren't really mentionable because they're the same as every other fight in the game. So I would push it and say that like the first third of the game is very, very good. Mm-hmm. And after that it starts like sliding a little bit off. But where did it start for you? Like start sliding?
No, Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe you're right, because I was thinking about the beginning when you don't have a lot of stuff. and you're still figuring things out, and that was very cool. But actually, it's cool when you start to like actually finding, like having everything that you need to get all the collectibles. I think that's also fun, because you can get to go back to places. So no, you're probably right. It is the last third that is just not as interesting. I guess, yeah, I need to see like but I do agree that the Killer Croc section was like not as fun for sure. I mean, I liked it in itself, like it was interesting, too long, but interesting because it kind of switched it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, at first I liked it, and I was like, how many of these do you want me to get? Like, yeah, exactly. I'm literally doing this for like 20 minutes. Like,
yeah, but at the same time, like, it was over, you know, and after it was over, I'm like, yeah, all right. Yeah, it's fine. And I guess I also like that you set up like a trap for him, right? And like, it's nice. And I set it off, you know? I did it.
Yeah, of course. You did it. Congrats.
That's fun. So I didn't dislike that section particularly, but honestly, my main issue with the entire game is like the last boss fight. Terrible.
Oh yeah, it's very uninteresting.
That's the one fight I didn't die on. As I was saying that
I died a couple times.
I died at every fight, but that one I just didn't. I had no trouble with it. But at that point, I had already like done most of the challenges as well, so I had a very good grasp on.
That's fair. I died a bunch because like I kept getting impatient and trying to pull Joker off the ledge. Spoilers, by the way. And then there would just be one guy left. And that game is cruel because like it would wait for you to almost finish pulling him off the ledge, and the guy comes up and just punches you in the chin. And so,
oh yeah, I see. I was just spamming like a madman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that fight very easy. Also,
yeah, it's kind of disappointing.
Which I guess would be
Is
good,
it different
but,
though? Like,
no, it's like it's different, but not really. Like I wish you had to use like all the stuff that you had.
Exactly.
And stuff. Which, yeah, I thought, you know, you would. Because in the beginning, like the first fight, right, against Bane, the first boss fight against Bane, you have to use the Batarang, right?
Oh, you mean just like every other fight? Too?
Yeah, but that's the first one you have to.
Yeah, true.
Right, so, and that's standard, right? You get like an item and then you use it on the boss, right?
Exactly.
That's very standard, like Legend of Zelda. And I was expecting that to happen with the other items, right? But some of them weren't as utilized at all, actually. Like, the pulling
I think that's
thing.
why I found it. Yeah, I think that's why I found it interesting too, because it's like, okay, we have the Bane fight, and then that's their template for every other fight.
Yeah.
Essentially, except for Poison Ivy. But like otherwise it's the exact same, which I found to be pretty disappointing. And that didn't really line up with my memory of the game, but I also played the game so long ago. Like,
well, I agree that it's a problem, right? But at the same time, I enjoyed this game so much. Right.
Gotcha.
So it's like, is it actually a problem? Like, I guess it would have been better, especially like more interesting boss fights, particularly, right? Like, because like the first boss fight then being like the normal boss fight is kind of annoying. But I think it is telling that it has like a good core. Such a good core that I particularly didn't get sick of it at all. Like if there were like other 15 challenges to do, I would have done it. Like I 100% of the game. I did all the little achievements just because I was waiting for you to finish the game.
Excuse me? What?
What?
No,
yeah, you were stuck at the Ivy boss fight, and I was just like,
yeah, for literally 100%. Weeks.
Yeah. And so like I would have done that forever, like not forever, of course, but like for a few more hours. So it is like one of the main thing is like not enough enemy variety, I think, simply put, right? Just has the 3 types. Or I guess 4, but 4 or 5. But like, I mean, there's like normal guy, a guy with knives.
Yeah, guy with stun baton.
Yeah, and then big guy, and then the crazy guy.
Yeah, and guy with gun, by far the most annoying.
Oh, true. Also guy with gun. That's true.
Yeah, because if a guy gets a gun and you don't notice it, then
I think
you're probably dying.
That's all of them. And of course, then there's the flowers, the poison ivy drops like around.
Yeah, those were annoying
the weirdest. Like the weirdest one. Oh, I guess there's the snipers, but that doesn't count.
Oh, I hated the snipers.
Yeah, that's terrible. Saying like that, like it does feel like very few enemy types. But when I'm actually doing like the fight sections, like that's more than enough usually, right? Like it's more than enough for me to like the sections.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I think the combat's super fun and satisfying. It's just, I think it had some issues. Like sometimes an enemy would hit you like right when you're in the middle of another animation, like knocking out another enemy.
I think that mostly happens
really
with the ground knockouts.
It definitely happens with that. I definitely felt it a few more times when like I would do the instant takeout, and like because I was finishing the takeout in the last millisecond, an enemy would start punching me, and I don't have control yet. So you're in the middle of an animation. So Dark Souls is better, basically, because you get iframes.
I guess maybe
I'm just old. I don't know. Like, I mean, that's possible too.
So going back to like the strong part of the game, like I do think that the last third kind of is more I don't know if it feels rushed or something. Like there's a moment where you have to go talk to an NPC inside the mansion.
Right.
And there's like the fumes like from Ivy. And you literally just go there and go back. And you can't even go explore because there's like everything's closed off from the plants. And I just like, I was like, what the fuck is this? Why am I going here? Like, I was like expecting at least like, I don't know, an ambush. I don't know, something, right? A reason to be going there. No, it was just literally going to talk to an NPC.
Also, like, why are y'all just hanging in this poisoned out mansion?
Yeah, nobody moves. Batman is the only one doing
there's like
anything.
Two of them sitting and one of them standing, and they're just like, "Hey, Batman, what's going on?"
Literally, Batman is the only one doing anything in this game. Everybody else is just getting kidnapped.
Yes,
and
except for the inmates
and dying,
of which there are many.
And Joker, I guess, is doing a lot. I
guess, but he's mainly having people do stuff for him, and then he's talking to you on the TV when you're trying to hear like a voice memo or something, but then Joker's voice comes on and interrupts it. So yeah,
true.
Pretty much every voice memo, it was like, oh well.
But going back to Joker too, and everything, like I think the opening of this game is great. Like it's so good. Like the entirety of it is just great. Joker too, and I really love how many voice lines they clearly recorded for Joker, because like so many different ways he just gives hints to the guys about where you are, and even the enemies too. Like they react to like you killing an enemy, and they always say different things. Like I never got like many repeated lines or anything, which I found like a very good detail, I guess.
Because I definitely got "don't let him hit you, you idiot" like 1,000 times probably.
There's exceptions. Another very important exceptions in the challenges, especially in the beating up challenges. Literally, like Joker says the same fucking line every time you begin the challenge. Every time.
Listen, Mark Hamill's expensive, okay? He's not
apparently
cheap.
So. But still, like, the same one, I swear to God. And I had to start over these fucking challenges a billion times because I didn't know how to make points. Well.
Go on. No, talk about the challenges, because I didn't play them at all.
There's two types of challenges. There's the stealth challenges that basically you do once. And then the beating up people challenges, which are... you have to get like enough points to get three batarangs.
Okay.
And well, I didn't know that doing a combo with like many different types of attacks would give me like so many points. So
Okay,
I actually struggled quite a bit to do points, and I felt like I had to play it perfectly to get like usually enough. And by perfectly, I mean never getting hit and possibly doing on one combo to kill every enemy.
Okay. What was your highest combo?
I don't know, in the 50s.
In the 50s? Yeah. I think on my first playthrough, I remember being pretty proud of this, but granted it was on normal. I got like 100 once. And then from there, this time I think my highest was like 20 maybe. And I think that was with riding the big guys and hitting people and building it up. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
I think there's like I don't think. I know there's there in the DLC there's an infinite mode where you like more and more enemies come up. But nice. It's kind of hard because there's like the crazy guys and those grab you.
Oh, the ones you have to like knock out.
Yeah, and
I found those enemies kind of frustrating too, just because I was like, they're more annoying than anything. And suddenly the map everyone on the map gets replaced by that enemy. And it's like
they just
jump
at you.
Yeah.
But at least it was different. Like I don't think most of this game, like any issue that you might have, like those enemies sure are annoying, but like they don't last a lot, right? They're it's just like an issue for a while.
It doesn't ruin the game by any means. I just think the last, like I said, the last third of the game just like kind of wore on me a bit in that like it just wasn't as interesting to me. Like I was texting you through the Ivy fight and I was like, this is tough for me, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't just that. It was like, I know that I'm just going to be doing the same thing for like the next hour once I finish this, which
I guess at that point I was still kind of hoping there would be like some other set piece or something. Gotcha. Because I didn't play the game before this, right? So I didn't know it was actually ending. So it could have been a bit longer. But it felt like it was like a good length in general, and it felt like the right point to end. But definitely like the Ivy boss fight. I mean, I didn't dislike it as much, like the main part, the Ivy boss fight, like when there's vines coming to attack you and the little enemies. Those are fine. Like those I didn't mind because I enjoy fighting the normal guys basically. I didn't like the other part where you have to throw the batarang and like dodge bullets because you have to stay still for a moment and like the timing was so tight and I died a couple of times because of that. I'm like,
I mean, that's usually what happened to me too. Is I would take enough damage from there and then I would slip up once during the enemies, and by then you're just like, it's done. Yeah. So you'd have to restart.
Yeah, because this game doesn't have like health recharge. I guess I don't know.
I mean, it does after battle. I don't know if it did in normal or not. I can't remember. It might be worth checking out, but like that's something that like I kind of wish. Like the reason like the ads in this game don't work compared to something like Metroid is like the ads are there for a reason in Metroid. They're there to give you health and missiles and stuff. In this one, they're just there. They're like inflated difficulty just for the sake of it. And that I think that was my issue with like the Ivy fight and a couple other things where it's just like they're just throwing enemies at you just because they can, and then that doesn't make it more interesting, Yeah. Does that?
I don't know. It feels like it does make it different, in my opinion. Like for example, fighting a big guy is very easy. Fighting a big guy when there's like two other enemies like trying to attack you is much more difficult.
Of course, yeah.
So to me, like, or even like just adding one guy with like a knife does make it like more difficult because now I have to like press the right button for him. Because
which I always forgot. They were so infrequent. I always forgot, like, the first time I would attack them.
Yeah, I got very good at that because, to do a perfect combo in one of the challenges, if they throw you a guy with the knives or even worse, a guy with a stun baton, like, you gotta remember that you have to dodge through the guy with the stun baton to attack him behind, or else your fucking combo will be broken. And you guess what? You're gonna have to hear that fucking line the Joker says another time. And
what does he say? You gotta say.
He says, like,
do it in your best Joker.
Who will win? The murderous, ugly, fucking asylum prisoners, or
fucking
a weirdo in a bat suit? He says something of the sort.
Yeah.
Do your worst. Okay.
That's incredible. Okay. If we release anything with this recording, if we release anything with this recording, it's just that. Do your worst.
He says that, right? Oh, why do I care? Okay. Also, what was up with the visiting center?
What do you mean?
I the only? Have you gone into the visiting center, like, before, like, the end of the game?
I think so. Isn't that where you walk Joker through?
No. The beginning, you mean?
Yeah.
No, the visiting center is like the building where you go at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's the party set up, right? Like, the guys outside invite you to a party.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's... That's not. I'm lying, actually. No, I'm not lying. That's a mistake. The visiting center is just like the place where there's the Joker suit with the TV on his face.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you go there.
Yeah, exactly, right? You don't go there.
Because why would you go visit?
Exactly. But I went there because, like, I was just passing through this place. I'm like, what the fuck is the visiting center? Let's go in. And in the visiting center, there's, like, these boxes, or like these glass places with a chair on the other side. And at the end, there's a Joker or a Joker suit with a TV. And I kept going back there throughout the game because I just expected them to put the bosses in there, right? Like in the new Spider-Man movie where, like, they're all in the cages, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I just assumed I would just get to talk to the fucking bosses, so I kept going there and, like, maybe Bane will show up here, and he never did. It was like,
oh, but he does show up again. I don't remember if he shows up in Arkham City, but did you see the stinger at the end of the credits?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I saw something in the end of the credits I don't think I recognized. Oh, yeah, no, actually, no, you're right. Yeah, my brain says that I saw something Bane-related, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so I was just hoping to talk to these fucking bosses in the visiting center and just kept going back and nothing. I mean, Joker always said something stupid to me at some point.
Every time you went into the visiting center?
Yeah, he just said something.
Really? Maybe, I never went in there.
Maybe the reason you dress
like
a bat is because, I don't know, your parents are weird, something of the sort. You just act like your therapist. It's kind of funny.
That's pretty interesting. Actually, I kind of want to go explore that and just see what he says.
Yeah.
Because he is the best Joker. So, So let's talk about the story a little bit. What did you think of it?
What story? I'm joking. But, like,
I almost said that too.
Is it a story? I think it's good enough. Like, I think it's safe, I would say.
It is a good, like, just starting point for you. It's just good motivation. It's like Joker's escaped. Of course, go. And
then, I think if you're, like, doing, like, they clearly went with, like, okay, nobody, like, I guess it's been a while since there was a Batman game. I have no idea, actually, when you should tell me if you know.
Yeah, we should see. Hold on, keep going.
Like, we're gonna do, a Batman game without, like, other games in our repertoire or whatever. I don't understand. Like, these guys don't seem to have done any other games besides Batman game and no games.
Has Rocksteady not done anything?
I swear to God, there's only the Batman games on Wikipedia.
I mean, that's basically like what they're known for sure.
And it felt so familiar to me, like the combat, like it was very, it felt very similar to like Assassin's Creed or what I've seen of the new Spider-Man games. And I just assumed it was like, at one point I was like, is this Ubisoft? This feels like Ubisoft. Is it Ubisoft?
Well,
it's
the
not.
thing is, like, this came out and it kind of revolutionized everything. And then Ubisoft started incorporating that, and other games started incorporating it too. It's kind of like that combat kind of became the norm.
Okay. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Because it's very good in my opinion. It feels very natural to me because I've played so many games with this kind of thing, right? Because I've played so many Assassin's Creed games more than anything. It just felt so familiar that I was like, how can this be the only game of this kind of published in these developers that I've played? Because it's everywhere, right? I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So they set out to do a Batman game, and they just kind of put everyone in it. Everyone famous in it, because it's always like the same fucking guys, right? I don't know anything about Batman, as I said. I couldn't care less about Batman, but I knew all these guys, right? I know about Joker, I know about Bane, and I know about Ivy, and I know about Harley Quinn. So everybody I that is in this game, I knew. So it was very beginner friendly, you know, and the plot, I think, is kind of the same way, just like very safe. Just saying.
Yeah, it's kind of a good introduction to all the characters. I mean, the only one you probably didn't know was Zaz, right?
Yeah, Zaz. I didn't know Zaz.
Yeah, but Zaz is in the game
Riddler,
for like maybe 2 minutes. You didn't know the Riddler?
No.
Wow. Oh, that's interesting. He was like one of the biggest characters growing up. I guess because when I was young, Batman Forever came out and Jim Carrey was the Riddler, which was it's an interesting movie. You should watch it. I want to turn it back to the Rocksteady conversation, and they did one game before Batman Begins. It's called Urban Chaos Riot Response. It's got a policeman with a riot shield and maybe a shotgun in his hands. I think we should play this.
Yeah, you should probably play it, yeah.
It's a first-person shooter video game. The player controls Nick Mason, a member of the newly formed T-Zero Riot Control Squad. Wow.
Okay.
Sounds sick. It sounds sick.
I mean, I'm assuming this cop is also going to be very stiff.
Yeah, probably. I've never heard of this game before, so yeah. I am pretty interested in it.
Well, after that, they got like, green light to do Batman somehow. So
how did that happen?
Yeah,
the
I have
underappreciated
no idea.
Urban Chaos. Okay, we're gonna watch this after. I'm gonna send this to you. I'm going to see what this mega fan of Urban Chaos Riot Response has to say.
How long is it?
25 minutes.
Should we watch it?
No, we shouldn't know. Not on a podcast. We can bring it up next time.
All right, whatever.
We can say like
Batman. Oh, that's true. There's more Batman games that we have to play. I forgot.
Yeah, there are more Batman games.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like super fan of this game. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be one of my top games. I think I could go back to Arkham City and just be like, oh, I don't know if I like this as much either, but I remember really liking Arkham City when I played it because I played it right after Asylum. And I've never played Arkham Knight or Arkham Origins, which wasn't Rocksteady, but yeah, I mean, overall, great game. I think the acting's great. As you know, I'm a big fan of it, minus the stiff animations. And
what did you think about the plot?
The plot, kind of non-existent, but it does the job. Like, I agree with you. I think that beginning sequence is like super great. It's like setting the stakes, and you're like the whole time it's like the slow pace, and you're like, God, this is taking a while. But at the same time, it's kind of building that tension, and it introduces every character that you're going to come across except for Zaz and probably Riddler. In a nice fashion, a nice clip, and then you're just like, all right, here we go.
I mean, I would argue it introduces Zaz.
Does it in the beginning?
I mean, it's not in the sequence, but like the whole part in intensive treatment, there is also Zaz, right? Like he's the first enemy, you know.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, I guess I would consider that a part of the intro too. Yeah. So, because that's like your first introduction to stealth, which.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the intro. Like the whole intensive treatment part, in my opinion, is like the intro and the strongest part of the game. Besides, like the Riddler trophies that I get are also very good.
Yeah, I really like the puzzle solving in the game. I loved getting to an area and just being like, I think I know what to look for. And then, because it shows, for those unfamiliar, it shows a quote on when you get to a new area, and it's just like, this is a hint to the Riddler puzzle, and then you have to go find it from there. And it's like taking a picture of like Wayne Tower from a distance or something like that. And they're pretty fun to find.
That's like actually like the second to last one I got.
Oh yeah, it's hard to find because you have to be in it. I spent probably 20 minutes one day just like looking along the skyline. I'm like, I don't see Wayne Tower, and I know this is what they want me to find, and you just had to be on a different part of the map. It's just like, well, what can you do? But overall, like, plot is basically non-existent, but it does the job, you know.
Yeah, I think I do think like the plot is very introductory to everything, right? It even has the we forgot to talk about Scarecrow.
Oh yeah, because
I like the sections, but they were also annoying. I like the changing pace.
Yeah, I like the sections to an extent. Granted, this is because I've been growing up on these stories, but I don't need to relive Batman's parents' death again. I get it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
honestly,
I get it.
I didn't need to either. At this point, I think it's a superhero problem. Like, it's just like every fucking Spider-Man that comes out, I'm like, yeah, all right.
Like, I like Spider-Man's, but that's for another one. Maybe we'll play the Spider-Man games on another.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's just like this Batman thing. First of all, I've always find it very weak as an origin story. Like I don't even understand like the point of it, right? Like your parents get murdered and therefore you become a vigilante. That doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, especially because they weren't killed by a supervillain, right? Like, if they were killed by, the Joker, then it would make sense to become the Batman.
Well, they are in the Tim Burton movies, right? Yeah, I think so.
I have no idea, sorry.
You should watch this.
Haven't watched those. But, like, they were literally killed by someone just looking for money, right? Mm-hmm. So that should actually turn you into, like, some sort of philanthropist or, like, I don't know, something else. I guess it technically is, whatever. But, like, not a vigilante. Like, that's, like, how does that connect? Makes no sense to me. So it's very weak. So I don't care about reliving that. But I don't care about this Scarecrow sections because of like the introspection into Batman. Actually, I as I said, I like Batman, but I like Batman in this because it's like so just doing his job.
Yeah.
So not because of the Scarecrow section. I think those actually took away from his character, besides from Scarecrow just saying like, I gave you enough poison to like drive 100 men crazy, and it's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
it's fine. That was fine.
And he also just resists the Titan's injection. It's like, you're resisting?
Like, nothing can bring him down. It's just like completely OP. So I enjoyed that part. The being a scared little kid part, not as much.
I do think the Scarecrow parts were my favorite sections of stealth, because like I used to like the stealth in this game, but I actually think it's pretty meh going back to it. The reason I think that is because I think there's no room for error, minus just like escaping and stuff, which you can do, but sometimes that doesn't work. And I think a good stealth game is like one that if you mess up, the consequence is that you have to figure out how to deal with it from here, not just like you get gunned down,
That's true.
Yeah.
It also gets progressively more punitive. right? With the like at the end of the game, it's just like everybody has a gun, and also they know where you are at all times. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty much.
But in general, I like them. Like,
yeah,
I like. Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go.
Sorry. No. Go.
My like. I know I like them because when there was a section, I never got like, this is like like I was like happy to see them. And usually when there's like stuff like this that can be kind of annoying, like I would like, all right, I'll do it, or I find a way to enjoy this. By doing this perfectly or whatever, like just finding a way to make something up. But no, actually, like I think they work very well. I think they were well designed as well. Lots of way to approach. Maybe too many. Like one thing is like sometimes I just like do it normal. Like I sneak up on guys and I take them out and then I kind of hide.
Who built
for
this
a while.
Prison?
There's
so many ways to get out of this prison.
Yeah, there's just first of all so many ways, and also so many ways for me to murder people while nobody else notices.
Batman doesn't kill. Okay.
Sorry, knockout and
by smashing their head into the concrete.
That's yep. But like, so I would take everybody out very basic by silent takedown, then hide for a while.
Yeah.
Then doing that again. And then while going around exploring the room to find riddles, I would just like, oh, I could have done, this. Like, I could have hidden into the vent, or I could have, like, used this destructible wall or something, and I just didn't do it. And I'm like, the game gave me these options. I didn't use them. That's probably...
I think it did, but it did a bad job of, like, presenting them to the player. Because, like, a lot of times they're hidden away. And they're supposed to be hidden away, but I always felt like I discovered them after the fact. And I did use some of those destructible walls a couple times, but like otherwise...
the destructible walls are easier because if you use the eagle vision, or how does detective
Witcher vision
mode?
Witcher sight or whatever.
Yeah, eagle vision. Come on, let's be real.
I mean, it was detective mode first, okay?
It was detective mode first, but and so if you use detective mode, you can really see the walls. They're like bright blue. But like the vents, or like I don't know how to call them, like this little tunnels on the floor that you can like.
Oh yeah.
Go into like those. I always found them afterwards, and I'm like, oh, those are actually very convenient.
They're convenient, but they're not useful. So like, I think a game that uses those same things well is, have you ever played Mark of the Ninja?
No.
It's great. It's a great 2D stealth game, but basically you can go into those vents and then you can pull people into them. And then you deal with them that way. But Batman's just like, oh, I hope these people don't I hope these people walk away so I can come back out of the vent. I once went into one of those vents and I was just there for like 5 minutes. I was like, I should just restart the checkpoint because there's a guy right here. So.
Yeah, this guy's just gonna shoot me. But I guess that's also like us playing hard mode. I'm sure that like you could like get away from them a little bit easier because after I like upgraded everything, I could tank a little bit of damage, and that gave me a little bit. Like sometimes I could get spotted and then just run away, and they would lose me.
But I mean, I'm thinking of something like you're gonna hate me for bringing this up, but I've been playing more Metal Gear Solid 5 lately, and then when shit goes wrong in that game, you just have to deal with it. Like, you might die, but you have a chance to deal with it. Hitman's the same way. And those are great examples of stealth games where, like, if things slip up, you just have to figure it out. And Batman is, like, supposed to be this resourceful hero. Like, Batman goes against people with guns all the time. Like, figure this shit out, dude. You also have a plane that can somehow ship you items that we only see once. Use the tools at your
like
disposal.
A smoke bomb or something.
Exactly. Like, let me figure it out that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess. I guess that's true. But at the same time, it didn't. I think the stealth section are like good enough.
They're good enough. Don't get me wrong.
They're good enough for like the amount that there is, right?
I never went into a stealth section, and I was never like, God damn it.
Oh my god!
I have to do this again.
It's not Assassin's Creed like that is supposed to be a stealth game, and then you dread like actually doing.
I have missions. To kill somebody.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh no, I have.
This is gonna take me 20 tries.
Someone. No, at least there's no like escorting mission. You know.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Killer Croc.
That's just my opinion. Like, yeah, killer.
Not an escort mission, but it is a weird like section where you have to walk.
It's so weird. Yeah. It's so weird. And then it's like, who built this way? Why?
Yeah, the whole asylum, like, just like, all right.
Yeah, this is our sewer system. It is actually a incredible maze, and some sections are just blocked off. But
I mean, I feel like they built it for Killer Croc, though.
Right, but like
why are they? Okay, why? Okay, no, this is like
where does the poop go?
I understand it's like a plot point, but like, why are these guys so hell bent on not killing like these crazy maniacs that just murder everybody? Like,
because they're above that.
Like, I understand like the plot. I keep bringing up the new Spider-Man film, but it's just like, I just don't know why it reminds me of this, right? It's just like, why are they putting these people into an asylum? I don't understand it. Like, they don't give this kind of credit to any other. Like, Batman, if he saw this poor dude that killed his parents, he would probably just shoot him. Let's be real. Like, it would slice his throat with like a batarang.
He went to train in Asia with Liam Neeson, and so he figured it out from there.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
but when it comes to like Joker, he just like doesn't do it. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's a scene in this film that is just like Joker making fun of him for that, so it's justified. Then it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I guess it's kind of crazy. Like, I understand Batman not doing it, but like the Gotham, like, police not shooting these people down, that's impossible. That's absurd. Completely.
Gotham's supposed to be this very corrupt city.
Fair.
And I guess that has something to do with it. I don't know where I'm going with that point, but
also, I guess there was plot. The plot was, and I just remembered this, the scientists just doing the Titan project thing. The Titan project thing is the plot.
There are always those fucking pesky scientists.
Yeah. I have no idea what she was doing, though. Like, I don't understand. Because the plot is she was tricked into working for him.
But she was already making it.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know.
Why would you do like a corrupting liquid that makes people very strong? Like, that's just the supervillain thing. Nobody else is doing that. Besides,
maybe
I guess
that was the only way
Captain
she
America
could get funding for her research, by applying for military budget. Sorry, was that too real?
That's yeah. That sounds realistic. Okay.
Yeah.
Joker just typing emails, faking being like some sort of
a reply from Mr. White. Great. Yeah, I guess that is the plot, but that's kind of revealed. Well, it's revealed in the main story, but it's mainly revealed in the Joker interview tapes, I want to say.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Which is fine.
But she did like hide the plans. That's what you're doing around. Like, you're looking for the plans, you're looking for the Titan.
I mean, it's classic Metroidvania. You're just looking for stuff. And then when you find it, you go look for other stuff. So,
I mean, I don't think it's a Metroidvania because you never get lost in this game.
I guess so. Yeah. It's pretty true. It's pretty true.
Gosh.
I don't think I think there was one time I got lost because like I hadn't played for a few days and I forgot about a tool I got, but that's my fault. So.
Oh, I got stuck trying to exit a medical facility, I think. I couldn't find my way out. I was just like, I was lost because it's the place where you capture Harley, right? And then you have to like walk all the way back out. And there's like the side door. There's like this side place you go with like the curtains, you know, the ones you find in hospitals or whatever, like the white stripe curtains. And you have to go through there to get out. And there's like there's another way that is actually blocked. And I kept going there, like expecting, like I need to do something to open this door, right? I was convinced I had to press a button, and I went to fucking run the medical facility for like I swear to God, 30 minutes trying to look for whatever I was supposed to do to unlock that door. And then I actually went there and I'm like, okay, let me turn off detective mode for a second. And then immediately saw...
You just proved that it's a Metroidvania. You basically did.
It's true. You're right. Fuck.
So, I mean, overall, I think it's
the difference, I guess, is I didn't actually have to press a button to get through, you know?
Okay. All right. If you want to die on the cell, you can die on the cell, but this is a Metroidvania. It's right through.
It's fair.
And surprisingly, the part where it stops becoming a Metroidvania is the part that we both hate the most. So
I don't know what you mean by that. I feel like Metroidvania also have like a go back to the final boss moment. So no.
All right. So since we're talking about Metroidvanias, which are known for their brilliant level design, what do you think of the level design in this?
I think the design in this is great in every sense, actually. All of this is great. I guess besides the ones in the few sections we already talked about. Yeah. Like it feels the perfect size, the fighting places, the place where you fight feel like they thought of this, they thought of how it feels to play it. The collectibles are like, there's so many, but also like they're not like all in the same place. Like you actually have to look around. I don't know. It's so great.
And I love the map, or at least the Riddler map that you get. How it like kind of shows you where things are, but like it circles around, so like you don't exactly know, and you actually still have to work for it. Really like that. Yeah, I think the level design just in general is great. It does the thing that I remember most probably from Ocarina of Time, of where you go out into this big open space and you're like, whoa, this world is huge. But then it ends up not being that huge and you can get around it really easily. So yeah, I really like I said, the only part I disliked level design wise was the Killer Croc one because it made no sense.
Yeah.
But,
and that's like 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But
gonna be the only thing you remember. Yeah. No, I'm joking.
No, it's not, because I didn't remember it at all, which I guess.
Yeah, I've already forgot about it.
Yeah, should speak about it.
Yeah, and it is like a place that you only go once, you know, so it's very different from everything else.
Yeah, which like makes sense for that character and everything, but like I kind of wish it was like something you return to, or you know, a new danger within a place.
You know, I think it's very telling of the level design, how quickly, like, I became familiar with the place. Like, when I went back and found all the riddles, like, I knew the place. Like, I would open them up every, 5 seconds, like I do. But I knew my way around. Like, I was always oriented. I wasn't like, I was never lost in the places, considering like how it has a limited color palette as well. Like all the buildings are different. It feels different where you are. Like it just and also another thing about level design, I think it's very well made in like textures and like in general like the environments, because it guides you where you need to go. Right? There's lots of like arrows that point you like subtly. I mean, not very subtle, but like it feels organic, and the lines on the ground that like kind of guide you where you need to go, and it works 100%. It works.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you, because if you do what I did and you basically just focus on story for the most part, like you're not spending a lot of time in these areas, especially like the open areas and everything, but pretty much immediately you kind of get it. You're like, oh, this is where I need to go. This is where I need to go. Like the second time you visit the area, you're like, oh, I recognize this, which is probably not easy to do, you know? No. So
it's definitely not easy to do. And also, more importantly, like it's not something you find in all games, for sure. Like so many games, I just like so much love is put in like the texturing, in all the models and everything, and I just don't look at them. I barely see them, and that's always a problem that I have with video games, and I didn't have with this one, because there's a limited amount of things you're looking at, but at the same time, you are looking. you're looking around, you're feeling the environment, you're feeling like the place that you're in.
Yeah, I'm curious. We'll play City eventually, and I'm curious what you're going to think about City, because I think what makes this game so strong is like it is in that tiny area, whereas City moves it to an open world, and I think Night moves it to an even opener world. So I'm curious, like, how you'll feel about that. So
I actually I went in this like completely blind. I didn't know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
I know it was called Asylum. I didn't expect it to like be set in the asylum. It's just like I actually didn't. I don't know what I assumed. And in the beginning, I thought it was actually just gonna be like one building, and it would be like kind of linear. And so I was actually surprised when it ended up being an island, but it always felt like very manageable. It's been like in the beginning, I was a little bit like taken aback. I didn't know what to do. Like, should I be exploring or should I go like where the story is telling me to do? And thankfully I chose to just go where the story was guiding me to go, because it brought me everywhere, right? And
it does a good job of that. And if you tried exploring, you wouldn't get far, I think, especially in that first area, because you have nothing to like explore with. So
yeah, I guess I found it frustrating in the beginning, being used to like having, because I think games nowadays I want to say they kind of give you mostly all you need to like explore a place as soon as you are in the open world. Like say Breath of the Wild, like you have the introduction part where it kind of gives you all the instruments that you need to explore everything else, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of used to that now. And in the beginning, I would get like stuck looking at like, I see a grate there. Like I know I can get there because it's interactable, but I don't know how to do it. And I didn't know I needed something else. I thought maybe I would circle around and get to it, you know. So I wasted a little bit of time.
Metroidvania thing of showing you something that's out of reach. And
but I didn't know I would unlock these things, right? Because I didn't unlock the bathroom yet either. So I was like,
oh yeah, that early.
I might have everything I need, right? I didn't know, and it was just like I can get there somehow, but I don't know how. And then when I started seeing like the explosive things, I thought I understood like, oh, I just can't do. And then I was like kind of scared. Am I gonna spend 5 hours playing this and then discover like I just didn't press the right button? But
no.
After a bit, I got the batarang, so I was like,
so
okay,
wait,
no, it's fine.
You bring up the explosive things. Can we talk about why does he have to draw a bat every time?
What?
Every time he does it, he has to draw a bat.
Dork. He's just like so obsessed with
You know what I would do? I would be like, I'm going to fucking hurry. There's people running at me. I'm just going to go, don't need to draw a bat.
No. I think it's hilarious that he draws a bat. I think his design is hilarious. His ears are hilarious. Mm-hmm. Everything about him is hilarious. And, Joker is completely right at, like, making fun of him.
Of course.
For 12 hours straight in this game. Like, it's great. All of it is great. And just, like, and the I think they, like, the thing about, like, him being so stoic and competent and just, like, so ridiculous is just so great. It just makes me love him.
It is great. It's also his greatest weakness. I've mentioned this before, but he has to show off every move. So every move is just like, I'm punching the camera very slowly. But it's like, why do you have to take so long to do this? You're Batman. You can do anything. Yeah, I don't know. It's a ridiculous game, but definitely fun. Definitely worth playing. So
yeah. God, now I wish all Batman things are like this. Were like this. Just like, don't take Batman seriously. And just like do it. Have him be this. He's just that.
I think you should watch the animated series. I really do.
Yeah, I
and
probably should.
Maybe the Tim Burton movies, because they're very campy in a way that's great. So I haven't watched them in decades now, but they're great. So
yeah. And so we agree that the design is great overall. And also like the graphics, like considering considering they're very good, I think.
Yeah,
the environments, especially, obviously.
The environments are good. Granted, I know it came out in 2009, so like it can't be perfect. Did it come out
in 2009?
Yeah,
maybe 2008.
Maybe 2008. I remember it was big in my. I don't want to age myself. Actually, it was big when I was younger. At a certain point, so, yeah. I mean, it does. It does graphics pretty well.
So many games came out in 2009, though.
Yeah, it's a good year. Do you want to go through some of your favorites? I'll tangent us all day.
I mean, there's like Dragon Age.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you don't like that game, though.
Origins. No, I guess maybe I'm confusing 2009 with something else because it's not actually that many now that I know. Which one is the year BioShock came out?
2007. That's a great years that end in sevens are usually pretty stacked.
I think 2009 is more with TV shows. Lots of TV shows.
Yeah, maybe it's TV shows. I mean, let's look.
I think Game of Thrones started in 2009 and Sherlock.
2007 in games. Tangent time. Here we go. Let's look at just the top games. Okay. Wii Sports, of course. Fucking Wii Sports. Okay, Oblivion.
You know what? Whatever. I have no idea. There is 1 year that just lots of games. I guess Arkham City 2011.
Lots of games come out every year, you know?
Yeah, that's games.
It's a great time to be playing video games. But yeah, the graphics good for their time. Animations of the characters, I think, like I said, every character except Joker is pretty stagnant.
Well, that's their like acting animations, because fighting animation I think are very, very good.
Yes, no, I agree with you there. But like all the acting animations, like anytime like Poison Ivy's like, I killed you, it's like very dead. Same with Harley Quinn. Same with like all the cops
she took. Dead though.
Oh yeah, of course not. No, come on.
No, yeah, it's very bat heavy on Poison Ivy.
Did you just say very bat heavy?
Yeah.
Nice.
On Poison Ivy.
Yeah, I think everyone looks dead except for Joker, and I think that services Joker a bit more, because it really just adds to that animated villain that he is. But I kind of wish, especially considering, like, I know you love this, but like the deadpan delivery Batman gives sometimes, I'm just like, God, you look like an action figure. So
he does. I think cutscenes were also like good, and in stark contrast with the in-game cutscenes or dialogue, because there's exactly 2 shots that are used in all dialogue basically, and it's just like the Batman is on the left, you know, kind of not very well centered. And then there's the other guy he's talking to is like in the bottom right, feeling very lonely, like feeling very, just like not a good shot.
Terrible facial animations.
Terrible facial animations. And it's just like very awkward shot. And I'm like, all the rest of the game is just so well directed. Even the camera, like when you go into a new area, everything is like, it's good. Like it's cinematic and everything. And then there's this fucking cutscenes when these characters talk, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is very, very bad, actually.
Gosh, yeah. I don't know what it is, but like all the side characters' mouths, like they kind of look triangular, so they're like rah, 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 rah. Like they look like they have peanut butter in their mouth or something, and they're trying to speak. So. And also like the eyes, the just spirited eyes. Oh yeah,
but that's normal.
Yeah, those are good eyes though. Good eyes. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think it looks good. I do think the cutscenes do look good, but they're clearly of their time, especially if you're playing like a slightly up-resed edition of it. Like I played it on Xbox, which is like the most recent re-release of it, and like all the cutscenes are clearly of their time. They're like 30 frames per second rendered.
True.
everything.
True.
So
yeah, that is true. There's like the grain.
Yeah, it's like a stark
vendors.
contrast, and I don't remember. Well, I also didn't pay attention to these things when I first played it, but I don't remember being like it's so jarring, you know. So
I think there's a very very important thing about Batman's characterization, because you brought it up, and it's when Batman just calls his fucking plane.
That pissed me off. I liked it. I thought it was a cool moment, but I was like, you can deliver stuff to yourself at any moment. And I've been roaming around, and I'm like, I hope I find a batarang soon. Oh my God. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. And that was the moment where I was like, I love Batman in this.
He also does it in the most ridiculous. He's like, break through the window, bat plane. Just goes,
It's so good. It's so good. And just to get a gadget, like, it's just, you could use that to kill someone, right? You can just call the plane just to kill Joker at any moment.
Yeah, the plane could just come in and get Joker.
And instead, he calls the plane and just gets, I don't even remember what it was. Oh yeah, it was like the line thing. Like,
yeah, it was the line thing to get back.
And I was just like,
I'm like,
this is incredible. I love it.
You could have given this to me hours ago.
Also, another little key thing about his characterization, have you noticed that every like boss or section you play, like he gets a little bit like a little scratch or a little like,
his,
you know,
his cape gets a little
like,
torn, which I thought that was a great detail because it's like supposed to be just these few hours over a night. Yeah. So really, like, he comes in all clean and then slowly like his suit gets torn, which I thought was just great attention to detail. Obviously not the craziest
it really
stuff,
does make you feel very powerful though. Like the fact that he's just so like literally just like killing, like knocking out lots of enemies overnight, and just like doing everything, saving everyone, and just, you know, he gets a scratch.
Yeah, he gets a scratch.
He calls a bat plane to bring a gadget because, you know, my current arsenal just
he drives the Batmobile into the water. Who does he hit with that again? Does he hit Bane with that, I think? It's like
probably. Yeah,
and Bane gets knocked into the water with the Batmobile. Yeah, he is pretty badass. I just wish he brought smoke bombs to stealth sections. I mean, if he has a bat plane, he probably has some smoke bombs in there.
Yeah, probably he just left it in.
Yeah, he actually left it in the bat boat, and that couldn't be. That couldn't be.
I mean, I was also like thinking, like, am I gonna get access to the car? You know, in the beginning.
No, not in this game.
Because you were like, we get to the car, right, and then they trash it. But like, I was like, yeah, I guess the word isn't that big to justify a car, so I guess it's probably good.
Also, why is the car there and in the middle of Arkham Asylum?
He probably called it, right?
Yeah, but how did it get there?
Yeah,
it's a good question.
I just assumed he brought.
He did
Joker
bring Joker there, but like, why is it just in the middle of there's no parking lot? Like, put it in the parking lot, dude. Are you just an asshole? Just drive right up the middle.
Also, you clearly should have used the plane or the boat.
Yeah, exactly.
The bat boat.
The bat boat. Is there a bat boat?
The bat submarine.
There's got to be a bat boat.
Should be a bat submarine.
Bat boat. Batman.
I mean, it was great when he just like was like, yeah, I have a cave in this island. Sure, I made this.
Dude, the bat boat looks sick.
Wait, there's a boat?
Oh yeah. Oh man, if I could drive the bat boat, I'd be a happy man. I'd die happy.
Please send it to me.
Okay, I'm sending it to you now. This is only the picture from Wikipedia. It kind of looks like a scorpion.
It looks like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
It does look like that. I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon, but
what? There's like 3 of them. You should watch them.
Oh, that doesn't mean they're good.
It's true. But I would assume that in the 5 years they came out, you would have gone like to watch
5 years.
You know?
Those movies are much older than that. Come on.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Hold on. I gotta
Maybe 7.
I rarely get to make you feel old here. So let's see. 2010 was the first one. 11 years ago.
I guess it's been a few years since it's ended too.
Wow, there's someone named Roughnut. Nice.
Yeah, there's lots of characters that you'd like. You should definitely watch it.
Gobber, Fish Legs, Astrid Hofferson, and Hiccup Horrendous. That's me. Okay, anyway.
I mean, another aspect of design is, I guess, the controls is also design.
Yes. I think the controls...
everything is design. Whatever.
Yeah, true. I think the controls, for the most part, are good. I think they're a little clunky at times. I think that has to do with the camera being so close to Batman when you're walking around. You're like up on Batman's shoulders. And sometimes it feels a little strange.
But everything felt like snappy and felt good.
No.
So, and I got used to the camera angle quickly. So,
I mean, I did too, and it never is a problem in fights or anything, which is, thank God, because otherwise it would be unplayable. So,
I mean, there's also lots of little things about this game that just make it very, very well crafted. Many of that is like the riddles, or like the fact that there's like a little cutscene finisher when you kill the last enemy in a boss fight, so you know, in a fight, so you know it's the end. You know, it's like kind of things like that. It's really also like in the beginning about the riddles. I didn't know how to use the camera thing. Like I just...
I forgot about that till about halfway through. I know it tutorialized it, and then I was like...
They did, and I did not learn.
I didn't learn either. I was like,
because I was pressed the button, and I'm like, it worked. And Riddle was like, oh my God, you figured it out. I'm like, no, I didn't.
Subject obscure.
I have no idea, actually, what I did. Thanks for complimenting me, but... actually, I guess it was Batman, because I didn't do anything. And after a while, I learned. And actually, those are very good riddles, in my opinion.
I think,
because they make you look around. There's lots of good ones.
Yeah, there are definitely good ones. And there's like I said before, like you kind of have an idea of what to look for. Like they're good, but they're not like, they don't reveal too much.
Them. When there's something like particular, you do like, oh, this is probably something I need to screenshot to do the thing, take a photo. And also I kind of like that it gave me a lot of information about characters I didn't really know about. I really like the interviews as well.
I like the interviews too. I think
very satisfying game to 100% for sure.
Oh yeah. I didn't really like the Arkham history. That guy.
Yeah, I guess no.
Yeah.
I mean, he was kind of crazy though.
It was kind of crazy, but like I was also like, I don't care. So
yeah. Also, it kept being interrupted. Like I'm not gonna stay in the menu to listen to you rambling, dude. Yeah. And every time I would close the menu, Joker would say something stupid. I'm like, literally, all right.
Especially with the Arkham guy. Like I don't think I heard a single one of his all the way through, because I think they were just placed
slow. And also, Joker has to say shit.
Yeah. They replace like you're trying to progress, and then you move, and Joker's like, "Well, bats." It's like, well, I guess I'm not listening to that. So
yeah, it happened with some interviews, but at least those were a little bit shorter usually.
Yeah, usually not like a guy's life story.
More interesting.
Yeah,
and it's not just like this old dude being like,
I created Arkham Asylum, and I realized that criminals are bad.
I love to see them suffer. I'm like, okay, that's not relatable at all, actually. You should keep that to yourself.
Yeah, why are you taping this and putting these in these spider statues?
Yeah, I want to know this, actually. Apparently that's the warden, by the way. Spoilers.
What? You just spoiled
the one. Yeah, it's a spoiler. It's a spoiler because it's the last thing you discover when you find all the riddles.
Oh.
Yeah, it's you have after you find all the riddles. There's like one final riddle that there is no question mark, and I googled it.
Excuse you?
And you have to go back to the last place you saw the word, and it's just like he has drawn one of those circles with like Batman written all over it. I don't know if it's him or like his dad or something, but
yeah, are they supposed to be from like the 1800s or something?
I don't know. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I mean, like this is I think a good start, and I think we've sold the game well. I think we've given our thoughts on it.
I spoiled the literal like 100% thing that
so now you don't even need to play it. So
yeah, you don't need to play it, but you should. It's a good game. Honestly, very good.
Yeah, I think it's really solid. My criticisms aside, like I think it's worth playing. Like, and you can get it for like I think I've bought this collection twice now, and I think that includes all the games, and they're usually on sale. And I've spent $10 total, and that gives you all the games. So I bought them on PC and Xbox, so they're everywhere. So, and probably coming to Switch eventually, and they'll be like $60, but you know, whatever. Do your thing.
I guess it's not particularly replayable.
I mean,
you know, it doesn't feel that it. I had like the instinct of like, let's play it in easy and see how that feels.
Well, I think that's the opposite of what you would do. Like if I played it on easy, I think I might want to play it again.
Yeah.
I do kind of wish like there were parts that on hard that I was just like, okay, I get it. It's hard. It's supposed to be hard. And I was like, I just want to knock the difficulty down. But I think that's also just me being a little impatient. So, yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely some parts that was just like, okay, you know, whatever. You punched me once. You're not supposed to like just kill me, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm fucking Batman.
I'm Batman, okay?
What is this suit for if not to protect me?
Plane if you keep this up, okay? Shut the fuck up, Blade.
Exactly. God, the Batplane could have solved so many issues in the fact that, like, was it low on fuel? It's like, only got room for one trip. Sorry.
No. It was just a choice.
It was a choice. And God, this bat boat is so sick.
Like,
I keep looking at this bat boat.
This is my overtime. I'm not going to bring my plane into this. My plane deserves to rest.
It does. I'm not going anywhere far, so my plane deserves to rest. But yeah, I think that like kind of puts a cap on our thoughts on Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I don't know. When I finished it, I was like, is this going to be one of my favorites? No, probably not.
No, but it's a good game. It's worth playing.
But it is good, yeah.
So, I guess that
should we score?
Score? Yeah. What's our scale? We have to come up with a scale.
As in 1 to 10 or 1 to 5?
Mm-hmm. Or like, do we do 0.5 increments in there?
Let's do 1 to 10.
Okay. With 0.5s or without?
Let's do with.
With? All right.
Yeah. Let's go crazy.
It's brave. Okay. You first.
I haven't thought about this.
Well, I'll tell you mine then. Mine is 8.5. Pretty good.
Yeah, I would go... I would say 9.
A 9, yeah.
I would say 9, yeah.
I would say, like, my gripes with it, like, don't withhold it from being a bad game at all. And the things that make it a good game would stand out more. So...
I think a very good sign for this game is, like, I really wanted more, you know? Like, I got to the end of it and was like, you know, God, I just want to play more of it, which is good. It's much better to, like, have a game, like, leaving you wanting more rather than, you know, overstaying its welcome even a little bit.
Of course, always. So,
considering I did 100% it, right?
Yeah, and I didn't. I came pretty close my first time playing it. I don't know how close I came. I should look that up on Steam. But
I guess I should say platinumed.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, did you play it on a Sony platform? Come on.
No.
So
on Steam, I don't know. How do you say getting all achievements on Steam?
I'm a loser. Just kidding. I don't know. There's not even one for Xbox. Though Xbox, I will say Xbox has a great thing going for it. When you get a rare achievement, it has this awesome sound. It's just like so satisfying. You're like, oh, I did something great, when it's really just something really stupid.
I disabled Steam, like, like popping up on screen, so I actually don't even see when I get achievements. Like, it's even worse. I had to go, like, I alt tabbed, went into Steam and see if like it refreshed it.
Why don't you just shift tab?
Because I disabled it because it kept popping up for what game? I don't know. I was playing a game and it kept like opening up, and I was like, I hate this.
Got it.
I hate it.
Well,
but I should
well, there you have an 8.5 and a 9. Our next game was chosen by me and is a weird one, but it's short, which is good because
it's probably not gonna be on the same scale.
Probably not
on the same level.
But that said, spoiler alert, I'm kind of really enjoying playing it. So
have you played more?
Yeah, I played more yesterday. I sent you here's a snippet of a line from we're talking about saving the world, and she says, I don't want to save the world, we should call the army, or something like that. But anyway,
if the world's gonna end, we should call the army.
Exactly. So we're playing a game on Dreamcast that I just discovered called Machina X, like Deus Ex Machina. You got it. It's from Atlas, and it's clearly got some Persona people working on it. I feel like someone on the Persona or Shin Megami Tensei team was just like, I want to make a hack and slash game. And so they did this. But yeah, that's our next one. I don't know what our cadence will be. But yeah, that's it, right? Are we signing off? We don't have any music or anything, so